Good morning, my lovelies, or afternoon, or evening, depending on when you watch this. I hope everybody out there is doing well. Today we are going to do the darling do. Why the darling do? Well, I have to call it something, and it's pretty, and darling is, you know, a synonym of pretty, and besides, I like alliteration, because, you know, I was an English major and I'm a bit of a dork. So anyways, it's not actually that difficult, but it takes a few steps. So this one's going to take you about 15 minutes roundabouts to do. So put aside a little bit of time for this one. Involves a lot of braiding, because I know I have a lot of gals out there who love the braiding. So here we go. We're going to start with a side part. You know me, I love side parts. There we go, side part. And we're going to take this bit and separate it out, because we do not want it getting all up in this section, which we're going to French braid a portion of. So get this out of the way. I'm just going to tie it off with a hair tie, real quick like, to ensure it doesn't get braided in where I don't want it to be. And we are going to do a French braid about this thick. Now, we're not going to braid it all the way down. We're only going to braid it down to about here and then tie it off. Let's see, about there. We'll start. So, I'm going to go ahead and French braid that. I have a tutorial on how to French braid your own hair if you need one, as I'm sure you know. But since this has a lot of steps, you will notice that you're actually going to need a mirror for this one, because you have to make sure that your part stays. But like I was saying, lots of steps, so I'm just going to go ahead and do this bit, and then we'll get to the next part. Alrighty? I'll see you. We're back, and you should have a little bit of a French braid. As you can see, I try to keep my part fairly straight. And that's it. You could probably actually leave the house this way, because it's cute, and there's all this braiding going on in young Hollywood right now. But for all intents and purposes, I'm not done yet. So the rest of our hair, we are going to pull back in a ponytail. The first time I did this, I then did the flip through. But I found out in my finished updo it was a little loose around the ears for me, and that drives me absolutely batty. So I'm just going to do a straight ponytail, a low one down here. And then we are going to take that ponytail, separate it into three, and do 3 English braids halfway down. Not clear to the bottom, only halfway. So I'm going to do that, and then I'll be back with the next step. So you should have 3 English braids about halfway down. I braided them loosely instead of real tight, because we're going to need to manipulate them, so it makes it a little easier if they're a bit looser. So what we want to do is attach all of these together. And I find that the way to keep them as even as possible is to pull it up in the front so you can have a look-see. Mine aren't all exactly the same length, but that's fine, because we'll just go whichever one is shortest and attach them there. So I'll slide all these off. So we slid them all off. You'll notice I'm using these little clear, my gosh, I'm froggy today, allergies. These clear bands. I got them $500 at a dollar store. You can usually only get 1, maybe 2 uses out of them before their stretch is kaput. But that's okay. I mean, $500 for a dollar, that's fine with me. Alright. So after you get your 3 English braids, all attached into one, we're going to take what's below the band, separate it into 2, and we're going to rope braid these. So I'll be back. So far, this is what we should have happening on the back of our head. We should have a French braid into a low pony, into 3 English braids, about halfway. We're going to tie them together, there we go, and then have 2 rope braids. All right, you'll be happy to know all the braiding is done. Now it's time for pinning. All right, I highly recommend these types of pins. I buy them at Sally's Beauty. They come in 3 sizes. They have the giant ones, like for curlers, real big ones, which I do like. And then you have the next size, the standard bobby pin. And then you have the wee tiny bobby pins, which I also really like because they are way easier to hide, even than the standard. The great thing about these hairpins is that they do not lose their shape and the ends don't come off. And any of you that have used bobby pins know they stretch it like this all the time. These ones don't, because they're awesome. All right, so what we want to do is wrap this up, well, fold it up to right above your ponytail holder, and you want the edge, your second ponytail holder down to line up roundabouts. There we go. And we're going to take 2 of the big pins and X pattern them right above that. There we go. All right. So we have this pinned up. Now, I know, fun, huh? We're going to take these 3 loops, one at a time, and I kind of do a little twirl and bring it up. And then we're going to pin those. And those ones I'm going to pin with the regular size bobby pins. We're going to do this with all 3 of our loops. So let me get that done and then I'll be back to show you how we finish. Alrighty, so here we are. We still have our 2 rope braids left, but the back of our head should look like this. As most of you know me, I don't do a lot of stuff kind of dead center. I always either tilt or do a slightly off to the side just because I find that a little more interesting. So when I pinned, I have this loop a little off to this side, and then I did the other 2 slightly to the left with these sticking out, and these we are going to do rose buns, rosettes, rope buns, in this little section we've got with nothing in it. So you're just going to wrap them up in a regular little bun, but of course they're lovely because they've been rope braided, and for some reason those make really pretty buns. All right, here we are. The Darling Do. Isn't it pretty? A lot of stuff going on. You notice it tilts kind of this way, and that is for a very specific reason. When I was at Michael's, I found, no I wasn't, it was Joann's. I found this little card with these little roses on it. It's over by the flip-flops. I guess the whole thing with the tweens is decorating flip-flops. Little clippies on the back. So what I did is you take a U-pin, your little clippy, and you just clip it right to the end of your U-pin, and now you have a hair toy. Look at that. Isn't that nice? The 2 flowers are only $2.99, which is awesome. So we're going to put them in catty corner. You'll notice I got a real mirror. Aren't you proud of me? Anyways, we're going to put one over here and to the side, like so. And the other one, since they come in 2s, we might as well use them both, up here and to the side. Like so. There we go. And I think it turns out really, really pretty. Maybe it's just me, but I like that one. It's romantic. It's not, you know, it's not really difficult. It's just a lot of steps with all the braids, but it holds well. I think it's romantic and sweet and darling, if you will. So there you go. That is my creation for the day. I don't know. I had a dream. Anyways, I want you all to have a great day, and I will see you next time. Until then, bye.